Isaac for TVS Nightline. Here are the headlines for tonight. Belawai boat tragedy claims 4 lives, 6 still missing as search operations continue. Bill to add more seats to Sarawak Assembly is set to be tabled in a special sitting on July 7. And in world news, Hamas signals readiness for talks on a US-backed ceasefire proposal in Gaza. A fiberglass boat carrying 17 passengers capsized off the coast of Belawai earlier this afternoon, claiming 4 lives while 6 others remain missing. Sarawak Fire and Rescue Department spokesperson confirmed that an emergency call was received at 2:11 p.m, prompting a team of 6 personnel from the Tanjung Manis Fire Station to be deployed to the scene, located approximately 22 kilometers from the station.
Upon arrival at 3:12 p.m, the operations response team discovered that the capsized boat had been carrying 17 passengers. Based on initial reports from Operations Commander, First Senior Fire Officer Adam Gauk, 4 victims were confirmed dead, 7 survived, and 6 remain unaccounted for. A search and rescue operation was immediately activated, with efforts focused on the coastal areas. The operation involves a fire department rescue boat assisted by a vessel from the Sarawak Coast Guard. The fire department is working closely with the Royal Malaysia Police, Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Agency, RELA, and other related agencies.
A bill to increase the number of seats in the Sarawak State Legislative Assembly, DUN, is set to be tabled during a special sitting on Monday. Sarawak DUN Speaker Tan Sri Dato' Amar Muhammad Asfiya Awang Nasar said that Sarawak's unique geographical and logistical challenges make it imperative to increase the number of seats so that elected representatives can serve their constituencies more effectively.
The elected representatives are prisoners of geography in these colossal constituencies. Finally, the federal constitution provides reasons why there shall be an increase in the parliamentary and state seats.
The sitting will be held on level 8 of the Sarawak Dun complex, where State Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Minister Dato' Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah is expected to table the bill. Asfiya said the first, second and third readings of the proposed legislation, titled the Dewan Undangan Negeri Composition of Membership Bill, will be carried out on the same day, with debate expected to take place during the second reading.
So under Article 14, bracket 1, bracket B, the Dewan has the power to increase the composition of its membership, which currently stands at 82. Under Article 41, bracket 2 of the State Constitution, Article 41, bracket 2 of the State Constitution, any amendment to the State Constitution must be by 2/3. However, under Article 41, bracket 3, Article 2 does not apply to amendment on the composition of the Dewan Undangan Negeri. So Article 41, bracket 3, bracket A of the State Constitution states, Clause 2 shall not apply to a bill for making any amendment consequential on law prescribing the number of elected members of the Dewan Undangan Negeri. Therefore, on the 7th of July, on that day, what is required is only a simple majority, not 2/3.
At a press conference after a pre-council meeting at the Parti Pusaka Bumiputra Bersatu HQ today, Asfia said the last time seats were added to the State Assembly was in 2014. According to Article 113(2) of the Federal Constitution, a review of seat numbers can only be conducted after an interval of 8 years, making 2025 the earliest eligible year for a new review.
The bill to increase the number of seats in the Sarawak State Assembly will not affect parliamentary constituencies. However, Sarawak Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Minister Dato' Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah said the bill will still need federal approval after it is passed at the State Legislative Assembly.
Abdul Karim said he is confident that the bill would garner a majority support in the House, given the current dominance of the Gabungan Party Sarawak GPS coalition in the state legislature.
Well, definitely, but I expect it to be endorsed in the Dewan Undangan Negeri first, with the kind of majority that GPS have got in the Dewan Undangan Negeri. This tabling of the increase in number of DUN seat will definitely go through, the way I see it. Next would be for Parliament to also endorse it, which I don't see any reason why it should not be endorsed, because it's not parliamentary increase, it's state increase.
Commenting on whether each constituency would have a fixed number of voters, Karim stressed that there is no absolute formula and balance must be struck between highly populated urban areas and vast rural regions.
The YB might just be looking after mungkin Tabuan Jaya saja, Batu Kawah saja, because the numbers in those areas might be easily 15,000-20,000. But 15,000-20,000 in areas like Ulu Baram, Ulu Kapit, it might extend several hundred kilometers. So you have to find a balance. There's no such things as it must be carved in stone this way, you know.
According to Karim, the decision to increase the number of state seats was also influenced by the significant rise in voter numbers after the legal voting age was lowered from 21 to 18.
Welcome back. The Health Ministry is now in the final stages of addressing the pressing issue of prolonged wait times at government hospitals. Health Minister Dato' Sri Dr. Zulkifli Ahmad said these final steps come after a series of measures and initiatives by the ministry aimed at addressing the issue of patients waiting over 6 hours for treatment.
Langkah-langkah yang kita telah ambilkan sekarang ini diperhatikan oleh Kementerian, khasnya di bawah Datuk Pengarah Kesihatan bersama KSU. Mereka telah mengendalikan perkara ini, and we are now in the final stages. Soon as sejurus kami selesai, kami akan buat our press conference, dan kita buat press releases on isu yang terkait dengan soalan.
Earlier today at the 2025 Safe Food Expo, he was asked by reporters if the delays were linked to the migration of doctors and nurses to the private sector, but he declined to comment. He also refrained from providing a timeline for when the issue would be fully resolved, but assured that a detailed statement would be released soon.
On to world news. Hamas said it was ready to start talks immediately on a proposal for a ceasefire in Gaza. The announcement came after it held consultations with other Palestinian factions and before a visit on Monday by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to Washington, where President Donald Trump is pushing for an end to the war, now in its 21st month.
In a statement, Hamas said it is ready to engage in negotiations to put in place the terms of a draft U.S.-backed truce proposal. Trump, when asked about Hamas's response aboard Air Force One on Friday, said that he was optimistic, although the situation could change.
Optimistic about a Gaza deal next week?
There could be a Gaza deal next week, yeah.
How optimistic are you?
I'm very optimistic, but, look, it changes from day to day. It's been changing for years.
Efforts to broker a new truce have repeatedly failed, with the primary point of contention being Israel's rejection of Hamas's demand for guarantees that any new ceasefire will be lasting. Hamas said it had given a positive response to a truce proposal from U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, but its request for a guarantee that hostilities would not resume had been rejected by Israel. A Palestinian source familiar with the negotiations said that the latest proposal included a 60-day truce during which Hamas would release half of the 22 living Israeli captives in the Gaza Strip in exchange for Israel releasing a number of Palestinian prisoners. Out of 251 hostages seized by Hamas fighters during the October 2023 attack, 49 are still held in Gaza, including 27 the Israeli military says are dead. Nearly 21 months of war have created dire humanitarian conditions for the more than 2 million people in the Gaza Strip, where Israel has recently expanded its attacks.
Rescue teams in Pakistan today work in a searing heat and humidity to recover residents trapped under the rubble of a building that collapsed, killing 16 people and injuring 13. Residents reported hearing cracking sounds shortly before the apartment block crumbled around 10 a.m. on Friday in Karachi's impoverished Liari neighborhood, which was once plagued by gang violence and considered one of the most dangerous areas in Pakistan.
Authorities said the building had been declared unsafe and eviction notices were sent to occupants over 3 years, but landlords and some residents said they had not received them.
बिल्डिंग थी जिसपे गवर्नमेंट ने जो लोकल इलाका मकीन बता रहे हैं लोकल्स बता रहे हैं वो ये बता रहे हैं कि गवर्नमेंट ने एसबीसीए के तहत जो है वो नोटिस भी इशू किए थे कि बिल्डिंग रहने के काबिल नहीं है और इसमें आधी बिल्डिंग जो है वो खाली भी हो चुकी थी और आप मेरे अकब में देख रहे होंगे कि बिल्डिंग गिरी है इसके ऊपर रेस्क्यू का काम जारी है अभी तक
Rescue teams worked throughout the night, and families said that at least 8 people were still believed to be trapped as temperatures climbed to 33 degrees Celsius this morning. A senior district government official said that notices had been served in 2022, 2023, and 2024 to occupants, but a resident of the building denied receiving notices. More than 50 buildings in the district have been declared unsafe, with 6 evacuated since yesterday.
See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime, anywhere, just head on to our official website at tvsarawak.my or follow us on our social media platforms at TV Sarawak. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and good night.